My brother, don't interrupt.
This is what happened.
Okay.
This man right here, Tabiso, came in yesterday, okay?
Right.
Moments after Jordan came in. Moments after, okay? Your bouncer stopped him and said, why are you going in? Who are you going into? Okay? He said, why are you asking me? He said, you can't come in here unaccompanied without a white person. He said, what? He said, you can't come in here without a white person. If you come in here...
So, let me just explain this. In South Africa, there's levels of racism. Like, we have every kind of there's social racism, there's like just this racism where it's just like, it's in your face. I live in Johannesburg, which is just mix of ethnicity groups, basically. Tswana, Xhosa, all these people, Zulus, all these people, right? The racism you're going to get here compared to the racism you're going to get in Cape Town is different. Cape Town, white people who still live in Cape Town or who live in Cape Town, they think they own South Africa. They think black people should be in certain areas. Again, not all white people. There are black people who live in Cape Town who've never experienced racism, but there are people who go to Cape Town one day and experience the craziest racism you've ever encountered in South Africa. This is happening in Cape Town in a pub. It's at a point where if you live in other provinces, it's very subtle until you tell someone and someone's like, wait, that's actually racist. So let me tell you just a story. I was a teacher's assistant at some school. I'm not going to mention the school because the experience was dope. But you'd hear a white teacher say, Tato, this is not a tavern. This is not a taxi. This is not a taxi. We don't do that here. That's what I'm saying. until you tell someone and someone is like, wait, hold up.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Huh? Until you break it down, you're like, wait. And you're assuming that in a taxi, black people are moving mad. They're just loud,
unruly,
uncivilized. You know what I mean? It's that type of racism that you deal with in these other provinces. But in Cape Town, it's in your face. It's like this.
It's apartheid racism.
Yeah, it's very strong. It's in your face. It's the racism that I prefer, not the racism that gaslights you. You're like, yo, that's racist, but you can't prove it. You're like, yo, that's...
I know what you like. You steal. You guys cause trouble. You need to come in here with a white person. He asked me...
Exactly.
So you need to be under supervision. We don't trust you otherwise.
Exactly.
It's like because of the bulldog thing that's happening. It's like you basically, black people are basically the bulldogs of this country.
You're unhinged.
You know what I mean? You are the bulldogs of this country. You can't go around without your owner. You can't walk around without a chain tied to your neck because we don't know what you could possibly do. We don't know what you're capable of.
We don't know you.
You could rob us. You could kill us. You could do so many things. Yeah. So you cannot walk in unsupervised.
Yeah. And to be fair, obviously, because we live in Africa, in South Africa, obviously the people who are going to do more crime is black people. We are 80% in this country as black people. This is our country. You don't know people. People are individuals. You think people are going to rob you? What? What are you even talking about?
Yeah.
Even if I'm trying to be fair to your point still doesn't fucking make sense. Mm-hmm. It's just racist.
Yeah.
That's it.
Generally, in our instance, when another white person who's being racist to a black person or any other person of color, their demeanor changes when they're confronted by another white person. You know, they sort of go into this, you know, like, oh, no, I'm not, you know, I wasn't trying, no. But if it was a black person, black people confronted, they would be fighting. But as soon as it shifts, suddenly they're like, oh, you know, because now it's like, I haven't just heard this black person by being racist. I've heard someone who's connected to them. Yeah. And now it's like, ooh.
Who decides this? This is what the bosses have told me. Then Jordan, not knowing where Tabiso is, goes out and sees the bouncer re-explain this and says it to him again.
You know, the crazy thing is the bartender, is not fazed by this conversation as if this has happened before. Or this is a thing. It's normal. He just keeps going. It's just like, hey man, I don't give a shit.
Man, I'm doing my job.
And says it's not me who decides, it's the policy. Now I'm sure if this There's a lot more people that have experienced this. This is firstly a crime. I'm not done speaking. When I'm done, I'll give you an opportunity.
Yes, little boy.
This country. Do you know where you exist? You exist in South Africa, where we have a deeply painful history.
Listen, we've been trading for 8 years. We've never had an incident ever before, and I can speak for our barman. And we've got an eclectic. I mean,
what are you saying? Address the issue.
Just hang on a second. We've got a.
Give him a chance to speak. I know you heated. I know you heated in the mood you.
I feel like he feels like he's evading
He is.
the question
He is.
or evading the actual issue right now. It's like, oh, you know, in all my years of experience, we've never had even a single black person walk in here. So
Not
we've
even
never
one?
even had to deal with this shit.
Not even.
We've never had a race issue here before. Is that correct, Danny, or not?
Nothing that I've been aware of.
So what does that mean?
What
does that mean?
I'm building up to.
He's
what I'm
aware
gonna
of it.
say.
He's aware of it. I've heard of
You
it.
have a.
I'm gonna have to fire my bouncer.
So it has happened before.
Yes.
And you just said it hasn't happened.
For vibes.
Okay.
No, it's not a bouncer. An
it's not
individual
my-
doesn't decide the institutional policy.
It's not my policy, brother. I've
Then
never
what?
ever.
How, did he
ever-
decide that on his own? Did he decide that on his own?
He did.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So he's lying.
So
Where's the bouncer in all of
So
this?
wait.
Where's the bouncer in all of this?
So it is a policy that the bouncer decided. Is what you're saying. So the bouncer said, no, that's not a thing.
No, the bouncer is racist. We are not. The establishment is not racist. The bouncer is racist. That's where he's going. He's throwing the bouncer under the bus right now and he's saying, take the bait for us because you are the one who's at the door. That's what I'm saying. He's the line of defense. Once it gets past him, it's done. We are in shit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. It's reminding me of the Balenciaga story.
Yeah.
They tried to blame the cameraman, the photographer. And then they were like, nah, fuck it, let's just blame someone else. And they actually did blame someone else, and they filed a lawsuit of $25 million to someone else. But they're the one who published the shit. It's your brand.
Yeah.
So if the bouncer is the problem, it's your brand. It's your policy.
No, it's not.
And I know you're lying.
Obviously. Obviously.
You told me
I've never
that
had
you
to-
have the right.
Okay.
You told me you have the right. That's what you told
I
me.
never said I had
To let in who you want.
No.
You don't.
Listen, brother.
You don't.
Listen. Just calm down, brother.
Don't tell me
You better calm down.
to calm down.
Otherwise we can't
No,
have this
no,
conversation.
I'm not calm.
I think it goes back to what you were saying, the gaslighting shit.
It is.
You know,
Right now, that's
it's-
what's happening.
it's
That's
going back to the
exactly what's happening right
gaslighting
now.
shit because it's like, okay, so you're not admitting you're wrong. You instead are claiming that you have nothing to do with this. It's all the bouncer's fault. He's claiming there are policies that don't exist, and we have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, because right now he's so mad, but I'm like, yeah, you should be mad because the situation requires you to be mad,
Yeah.
or it forces you to be mad. You are mad. There's nothing you can do about that. But at the same time, I'm like, if you want to get to the truth of this,
You need to listen.
you need to listen and calm
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
It's a very conflicting thing.
Situation.
Okay, I apologize.
Stop saying you've never. You're dealing with it now. I don't think that you've had it in the past, that you haven't. This is where you are.
We have
Look
it
at this
in
man in the eye. If you apologize, maybe that's a good place to fucking start. Maybe that's a good place to start. Don't tell us about a bouncer. No one's gonna believe that. No one takes that man works for someone. You tell him who to let in and who not.
Simple as that. Simple as that.
It's that simple. You know, and also if you can't even apologize, because you're blaming the bouncer works for you, right? So you as an employer, you should be then saying, okay, I apologize. Me and my pub, we apologize. Right? Understand? We're gonna fire the bouncer, we're gonna do everything. But if it's still a problem for you to look at someone you just wronged and say, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you are lying.
Yeah.
It's because you know you're fucking lying.
Yeah.
Okay?
My brother, I don't.
I'm not your brother. Tell him you're sorry. Don't just say, I apologize. Recognize the seriousness of this situation. I am doing you a courtesy by coming here. My first instinct, go to the police. It's a fucking crime in this country.
I'm deeply sorry.
Whoa!
I'm watching you. I'm watching you. No. You could just relax. I'm fine.
The jump cuts. What the fuck?
Who's getting beat up now?
Our guy is getting beat up. So it seems.
So they gang up on him for speaking up against racism?
It looks like it.
Why?
Yeah, that's just.
Don't touch me!
Get on.
Do not! You can't remove me! I've called the police, we will stay here!
Hey, hey.
Do not!
I don't even have words for that. Shout out to this guy though for standing up for his friend.
Yeah, let me just say this.
Tabiso.
We watch you, bro.
Tabiso, you have good friends.
That is a good friend. That's family.
Great.
Thank you. You know, this is the bare minimum, but it's so important. It is so
Especially in
important.
spaces like that.
Yeah, especially in this country, in the world, to be honest. Because like, if you're black, you're just in shit everywhere you go. Everywhere. I don't care where you're going. Everywhere. This is teaching young kids. This is how we should move forward. Thank you, bro. I have no fucking words. But also at the same time, I'm not surprised. It's South Africa.
Yeah.